Black Phone 2 is a movie for teenagers and young couples who want to stick close to each other in the theater as the movie gives you some jump scares and a crazy dumb story. For the rest of us adults, it is an also ran kind of a thing with nothing to be taken a serious note of. Given that it is Halloween time, so the movie is quite forgivable. It is important that you see Black Phone Part 1, which was simply called Black Phone, or at least read about the story of Part 1 because that will help you in merging into the Black Phone Part 2 or the Black Phone 2. You can watch Black Phone 2 without understanding the earlier edition called Black Phone from 2021, but that'll make you struggle understanding the motives of the monster villain in the Part 2. The movie is about a brother-sister duo called Finny and Gwen. In Part 1, Finny is able to kill the villain kidnapper called the Grabber. In the process, the Grabber's brother is also killed. The reason why the movie in Part 1 was called Black Phone is because the earlier victims by the Grabber call up Finny on a black rotary phone to help him get out of the shackles of the Grabber. The Departed calling on a phone is kind of funny as well as gripping, I must say. Part 2 begins 4 years later in 1982 and takes us to a supernatural zone where the Grabber, now as a wicked spirit, is out to take revenge from Finny and wants to kill him as well as his sister Gwen, who gets these crazy dreams which play an important part in the way the whole story unravels. The movie takes you to a snow blizzard in Alpine Lake area in a Christian camp, and some of the scenes out there, I must confess, at the camp give the movie its real character. For a supernatural thriller monster movie, I found the movie a little bit too chatty, with the characters talking a lot to each other. Normally such a movie should have more suspense with silent scenes and the horror music, but here you will find plenty of dialogues. There are a couple of jump scares, but beyond that it is some kind of a weird combination of movies like The Inception, The Final Destination and The Conjuring with the supernatural monster trope thrown in, which the teenagers and youngsters might enjoy in a group. The movie itself is nothing to write anything seriously home about, but you do remember the character of Gwen even after the movie. She makes you laugh when she swears using words like cunt wagon and a dinosaur dick. Gwen is played by Madeleine McRae and seems to be a talented actress. Let's see how her career progresses. Finny is played by Mason Thames, who recently impressed me in the movie Regretting You, but he does not have a major part to play in Black Phone 2 apart from receiving phone calls from the Grabber and some victims from the Grabber. Mason Thames must keep paddling. Who knows, he might be the future James Bond. The monster, the Grabber, is played by Ethan Hawke, which is all good, but you just remember the mask he wears and that becomes his identity. But I thought that he literally went down pretty easily in the end without giving much of a chance to the other campers who are also present in the movie, like Mando, played impressively by Damien Bichir. The Alpine Lake camp is a good pivot in the movie because all the characters of the movie are somehow connected to that camp. Be it the campers, the family of Finny and Gwen, including their mother and the Grabber and his victims. Finny's and Gwen's dad, Terence, played by Jeremy Davies, also looks kind of realistic and you find him kind of cool. As a matter of fact, the concept of Black Phone was a drag in Part 2 because of Part 1. In Part 2, the phone is really not that important. It is the Gwen's dreams which play a bigger part. The movie might as well have been called Black Dreams. So once again, if you're a teenager or a young couple, go ahead and have a blast at this flick called Black Phone 2. The rest of us can give it a pass in the theaters as well as the OTT. It's Halloween time. I can safely say that Black Phone 2 was more of a trick than a treat.